So hello, this is Iva casting another episode for Silver League Forever. So before I go ahead with the cast, let me explain what these videos are all about. So what I'll be doing is casting my own games on ladder, the Silver ladder. So let me explain the course of these videos. So as you might notice, I'm a Silver League player at the moment. I've got no problem with that. The problem is on the right that I've played more than 1,000 games while my highest career achievement still remains Silver. So me casting these games is essentially me saying that I suck at StarCraft, but also me saying that I want to improve at StarCraft, because what better way to improve your play than to cast your own games? And of course, since I'm a Silver League player, I probably won't notice all the mistakes I make and all the points where I suck on. So you're more than welcome to leave comments on points of improvements so that I might finally leave the silver ladder. So let me go ahead and load this game. So this is not 1v1, this is a 2v2 game, which I'm playing together with a friend, Zoston. So we are two Silver League players, while at least one of our opponents is a Plat player. So I'm not so sure what our chances are of winning this. But hey, let's try our best. So let me go ahead and introduce the players. So at the bottom left, we have the red Terran, Pfannkuchen, and then at his right side, we have Beast Rage, which is the blue Zerg and Plat player. Then if we move to the top right, we have my brother-in-arms Zoston spawning as purple Zerg, and then finally we have me as the teal Zerg spawning in the top left. So the opening that we will be doing is that Zoston will go for the roaches, and I will give protection for the roaches by producing the meat curtain. The meat curtain made entirely out of lings. So then the transition will be that I will go into Banelings, since I will already go for early melee and upgrades, which consequently will benefit the Banelings, and then Zoston will go for Mutas. So generally the end game strategy, at least for me, will be to go for Ultilisks. But we of course have to see if we can ever get in that stage. So at 12 supply, I always send out a scout drone. So he's going ahead and have a peek in what's going on in the Terran base. So I probably should have sent him to the Zerg base to see if any cheese is going on there. But anywho, scouting around. So immediately what he notices are two guesses on which nothing is built. So the drone is very lucky that he got away from the SUVs. So continuing his trip all the way to the Zerg base, noticing that he has gas and a spawning pool, so that means no expansion. So generally, if you have this, it will mean early aggression, but what type of early aggression is completely open, so it can either mean roaches, banelings, or perhaps mass zerglings, but although mass zerglings is unlikely, since then you really need a second hatchery. So he's probably just going for lings and roaches. So I'm sneakily actually pretending that my drone left his base so that I can then go again back to his base to see if he's built his deciding strategy structure. Then I noticed that he's building a Baneling nest. So hey, that's nice. So we found out he's going for Banelings. So my allies units would actually completely counter that. And he's going for roaches, which are the anti for lings and banelings. Of course, the problem usually is when you're going for roaches, is that if you make mass lings, then you can get a surround on the roaches. But he just has one base, so the surround will be very difficult for him to get. So I probably should have moved the drone to down here, since the line of sight you get at the. Oh, so actually, Zoston is moving it already. So the line of sight that you get from the Selnaga Tower actually goes up to the. I'm not sure what you should call this. The high grass curtain, I guess. So actually, my guess is slightly delayed. So unfortunately, I won't have metabolic boost out early enough. So as soon as I have 100, I of course will move these drones away to mine more minerals. So my queen So usually I just go for metabolic boost before I have the queen. This order is slightly wrong. Anyway, yeah, so making lots of links. So Zoston already has his roaches. I'm slightly late, but still should be fine. So the drone noticing that the Ling troops are incoming with the Banelings, but of course roaches are the ultimate counter for that. They should easily be able to handle all these units. So the only thing that he needs to worry about is not to get surrounded by the Lings. But making some more Lings, so this drone chilling out after the scouting. We had and make more Lings, so I think my metabolic boost should be almost done. Is it almost done? So he's going ahead and pushing forward. Probably should have waited a bit, or at least retreat. Losing lots of links on here. But the problem was really that the Terran has placed his buildings in somewhere in a quite nice way, since his SUVs are always protected by the bunkers. That makes it really hard for the Zerg to target the mineral lines. These links die way too quick from Terrans. And of course, if you can't attack the Zerg, if you can't attack the Terran, then go for the Zerg. Already noticing that he's going for roaches, or might be going for roaches, but of course, since he already wasted lots of gas on the Banelings and the metabolic boost, this will slow him down. Won't have that much roaches. So we're moving the troops back again a bit, making lots and lots of links at the moment. I think this should be, yeah, almost 24, making more and more links. So making links from 2 bases with 2 queens. Already starting to drone a bit up down here. I probably should make some more drones. So I was slightly supply blocked. I shouldn't have made so many overlords. It's slightly stupid. Going for my melee attack upgrades. So, oh, I'm missing some action down here. So, in the meantime, my colleague attacked with the lings and roaches down here. But of course, this is a slightly tricky position since you have the ramp down here, where you can have that the marines actually block the ramp, so you can't escape anymore from this location. So these are really all sacrificial units. You cannot save them anymore. But at least he's targeting, I think he's targeting, or he's targeting the road. He should probably first have targeted the queen. So all these units will die. There's not really any escape possible anymore, but at least I did some damage. I think we killed about 4 drones and a queen, which is decent, not great trade-off. But of course, the queen, well, you generally kill the queen after the Zerg. And it's generally quite good because the production of units will really slow down. I'm just going ahead and make more linked. So the nice thing is that the natural for the Terran player, there's this destructible rock down there. I'm just going ahead and destroy that now, so that as soon as somebody wants to build a base down here, you actually need protection down here. So you immediately need to invest in resources which you might want to spend otherwise. Oh, these links going down on some rocks. I'm making more Zerglings in the meantime. I think I've got the melee upgrade at the moment, so I probably should have gone for more gas. I'm bit frightened that the Terran player might be going for Banshees or some sort of res at my mineral line. So I'm just in case building a spore crawler at both locations. I think I did that, but might have forgotten about that. So anyway, the links over here got in. And I was just lucky enough that the Zerg at that time decided to build an expansion on here. So denying that base. So now the Terran player actually has to move troops up, or the Zerg player, to go and defend that position. That will put troops out of position, and we still don't have to worry about that actually, since there is a lovely destructible rock still at 2000 health over here. Let's go ahead and kill the Overlord, which was scouting this expansion. So he actually knows that I've already almost fully saturated this location. So that's also, I think, the reason why he went for this expansion over here. So it's really, if you are still on one base at the 11th minute, you really quickly get behind. So unfortunately, the Terran play didn't go for this. So I've got the feeling that they somehow did this wrong as well. Probably the Zerg player should have gone for the gold base, while the Terran player, since Terran players can defend easier, so as soon as you build a hatchery down here, it will spread all the creep. So then it's more difficult to build defenses and over here. So probably the Terran player should build a base over here and not over here. So, so now it's almost time for the transition, more or less. I build my Baneling nest, so I'm going for Banelings as soon as possible. Actually, all these lings over here are potential Banelings. I just don't have the guess at the moment. While my colleague is going for the Mutas. I'm just building Spore Crawlers in case that I should have any arrest on my mineral line. Better to play safe since I have way too much resources. I probably should have built a macro hedge, since if you're just making Zerglings and Banelings out of 2 mining bases, then you really need 1 macro hedge. For other compositions, it's actually okay to just go for every 3 bases a macro hedge. I feel. I'm not completely sure if this is what the pro players do, but hey, I'm just a Silver League player, so this is just my opinion. So, the units are quite spread out for us. So we have really got the map control. There's a small part over here, where we probably should have positioned some units, since generally the Zerg are quite weak against drops. So we should keep that in mind. I think this is high ground, right? So probably should have placed an overload down here and it cannot get spotted by units on the low ground. So my colleague is messing up. I think soon on the... Oh, already has sent the Mutas over to attack. Just to have a peek at the base if there are no defenses down there. Which is not the case. So he can get and easily kill some of the drones. Actually, the Zerg play doesn't have any anti-air apart from the Queen, and then the Terran is of course forced to move the Marines towards the Mutas. I really get that the Terran player should have gone for upgrades. I'm not sure why the Terran player didn't go for upgrades, because his main army composition is really Marines, and Marines with no upgrades doesn't even have stim, so he should probably yup. But that's pretty bad, I think. I think the Terran player is probably bronze, already a beginner. I'm just going ahead and moving some troops over here to ensure that he cannot take this expansion. So actually at the current moment the Zerg player is moving out, seeing what he can do with the swarm host. And of course the problem is that our overlords are quite well spread out. So immediately then when he entered our domain of vision, of course they will immediately be taken out by the Mutas. All his army will be taken out by the Mutas since he doesn't have any anti-air. So in the meantime I actually went for lots of Banelings, but these weren't any use in this game actually. So really get the feeling that this game was quite static, and then really because the Zerg player, Beast Rage, knew that we already had fully saturated bases, he just said, well hey, I'll just give up this game. Since really this expansion only got mined at, I think it didn't even get fully saturated. Let me just go ahead to where exactly. So yeah, so I didn't even start making drones on here. So they were really behind on resources. So that's that. So thank you for watching. If you have any comments concerning my gameplay, please leave them down below so that I might finally escape the clutches of silver. And of course, I'll see you the next time. And don't forget to subscribe if you like these videos or if you want to continue to support me in the sense that um, help me getting out of Silver League. So that's me for now. Bye bye.